So,
all right, on to wine number 3, Cycles Gladiator, banned in Bama.
Banned in Bama. So there's a funny story surrounding Cycles Gladiator. Last week, the Liquor Commission in Alabama chose to ban Cycles Gladiator from being sold in Alabama because the label was too pornographic. There's a naked lady with a bicycle on here. This painting was created in 1895, and they deemed it too pornographic to be sold on store shelves in 2009.
Yeah.
Funny.
So they cut the wine off from the state, and beyond that, making it illegal to sell it, all these people that have it still have it on hand. Now they have to figure out how to get rid of it out of state.
Yep.
And the winery's response, when told that they would have to change their labels, like, whatever, that's great. We just got a whole bunch of free publicity from you banning our bottle, and you were such a small market as a state that is generally pretty restrictive to begin with, that the amount of traffic and inquiries we generated on the wine due to this news story has been well worth it.
Did you report yourself? No?
That was my rinse.
Okay. A little scatterbrained today. Sorry about that, guys.
Good time.
Yeah.
More just like distinct Cabernet fruit, and I apologize for those of you who haven't had much Cabernet. You know, there's some blackberry rolled into that, and a
bramble
element that comes, like brambles that comes out of the nose.
Yeah, the bramble, like definitely you're picking blackberries, and say you get a blackberry with part of the stem, and you eat that, and like that's sort of
nice. That
sort of smell. If you can imagine what that is, that's the sort of thing that's definitely picked up big time in this. The oak definitely comes through a little bit too. It's a little vanilla action.
I really like that stem. In addition to the tannins, there's a little bit of a green note on there. Not that it's offensive, but
Not
it's
at
present.
All. Yeah.
The fruit right away to me hits more as a cherry than a blackberry.
Definitely.
But still some nice fruit up front.
Yep. A little bit of a candied cherry. Not so much pure. Holds on has some good grip going into the mid palate. Light tannins. I mean, well, they're there, but a little bit sweet. A little bit of sweetness for the flavor and the tannins. Really low acidity though. Really low.
Yep. Lower acidity and not a whole lot of evolution. I mean, the tannins and the fruit are right there, and they just carry on. You know, nothing crazy going on in the finish, but just a nice, solid flavor profile. The wine delivers. I mean,
I agree.
Nice stuff.
Yeah. A little bit of bacon fat going on the nose. Yeah, it's a good wine. Yeah.
And especially if you're a fan of Cabernet to begin with, or even if you're usually drinking a little more expensive Cabernets, this would be a good daily drinker for you. Or if you're interested in introducing yourself to Cabernets, I think this would be a pretty awesome place to start. Do you agree?
I agree.
If you've never had a Cabernet before, this is a good, cheap way to give it a try, see what you think of it.
Yep.
There's a lot of variety. You know, of course, there's endless variety, really, as you get into the higher ends of it. But, you know, I've totally had $60 bottles where I'd rather drink this than the expensive one.
Yeah. Both of these were $8. So, great purchase. I'm going to go 86 points, I think, on it. So.
All right, I'm gonna go about 85 again too. I think I'm gonna go with 85. I think given the choice, I'd probably prefer this a little bit, but not by much. Both solid wines.
Yep. Boy, we've been pounding a lot of wine.
What's wine for?
Drinking.
And rinsing on the gaze ray. Maybe one of these days we'll spend the money to get a dump bucket. But since we're not getting this wine for free from distributors or anything, we like to put it to good use.
Mm-hmm. I don't like putting wine down the sink. It's got to be pretty horrible to become sink wine.
So this guy is the Cycles Gladiator Syrah. Previous vintages of this have been a favorite of mine for quite a while. I actually do buy this as party wine. This is the wine that I buy when I'm going to have 20, 30 people over. And I know we want some red wine at the end of the night after all the fancy stuff's gone and people are off cocktails or whatever. Mm-hmm. Have some nice drinkable red wine. I've received compliments on it. I actually discovered it myself at a party. Was impressed by, wow, this is just really solid wine to be pouring at a very casual gathering.
I completely agree with that. I've drank this last 2 vintages. It's a great weekday bottle. I mean, it doesn't break the bank and it delivers good flavors, or it has in the past. So, Yeah.
But I've never had the 07 before, so this is a new one for me.
Yeah. I think I've had it once before, but it was or maybe I haven't. I think the 06 was the last one I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and the 06 is what I've got. What I've got in storage still. So.
Right. Yeah.
New vintage. Let's see how it goes.
Man. Yeah.
Definitely more oak on the nose here, right away. And
it's more distinct instead of being more vanilla. It's definitely oak. So. Cranberry.
Yeah.
Like more sour fruit than or like tart, almost green blackberry and raspberry.
And the fruits play out on the palate right away, kind of like you'd expect them to. They show up right away.
Yeah.
Wow. And they
little light though.
They fade off.
They die really
totally
quickly.
Disappear in the middle.
Yeah.
And you get some tannic structure, which isn't all bad, but I wish the fruit lasted longer.
I agree. It turns a little sour in the mid palate. Another light acidity play as far as the Cabernet. Yeah, not much going on actually. It's kind of.
I'd say like the first 2 seconds of this I really enjoy. You get a little bit of the oak right away, you get a little bit of fruit right away, and you're like, oh, this is pretty nice. But it really dries out the mouth towards the end. And man, I'm surprised. So the previous vintages of this I've had have been big fruit bombs, like fruit all over the place. And in some ways that's kind of what appealed to me about it. You won't hear me saying a lot of good things about wines like that across the board as we do more shows, but while we're talking about sub $10 bottles, I'll say that a fruity wine is one of the directions you can take that I find acceptable and enjoyable. So I've enjoyed that in the past. This is delivering less of that, and in some ways, you know, it's kind of going for some fruit to structure.
Maybe it'll come together in the bottle. I mean,
that's true. It's possible.
It's got definite. I mean, there's definite tannins there. They're a little bit bitter. It's got some strong acidity on the finish, but pretty light. I mean, not strong, I should say. Just definitely dries the mouth out, right? But
sure.
But yeah, it's kind of just in. It's not together.
Yeah.
It's really awkward right now.
It's true. So if you go to the store, my advice to you: if you see some Cycles Gladiator Syrah, look for the 06 instead of the 07. Decent stuff.
Yeah.
But between these two, I definitely prefer the Cab. I would go 83 points here today.
I'm going to agree. 83 points entirely. Yeah, if you're looking for, I mean, my winner out of these four definitely. If I'm looking for party wine, the Cabernet is number one for me. I mean, it's easy drinking. It's good. I mean, doesn't have any harsh notes as opposed to all the other three, which did. So
I still go with the Garnacha because I like the fruit a little bit better on that. But you know, that's just me.
All right.
All right, so that's the end of the wine for the show. We also want to answer a question we've been getting from a few people about the name. If you don't care, if you're happy with the name, you don't care, you can tune out now. That's the end of the story. If you're wondering, we called it Wine is Serious Business because we're a couple of internet nerds, and the phrase came out quite a while ago. The internet is serious business, and it may have started with other things. I've heard some older folks tell us it came out of rock music, you know, in the 70s. Who knows where, but we found it on the internet, and it quickly spread to Hello Kitty is serious business, and
Pokemon is serious business, and so for us it became Wine is serious business, and that was our like little inside joke.
Yeah,
and here we are.
We think internet humor is funny, and it works well because we also have a lot of respect for the people who for the people who put a lot of work and do take the wine making a serious business. And hopefully by watching us and engaging in the conversation, we can all appreciate the effort that they put in a little better. So thanks for watching episode 4, and we'll see you soon.
Well, we got the question.
Man, I cut it off soon.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm in a rush.
So here we are. And the question is, 1, what's your favorite sub $10 bottle of wine? Your favorite. Put it in the comments. And then also, should I get a haircut?